All right, today we're going to have a crash course in slope. Now, I would love to, and I plan to, after I learn, go through all of this more slowly. But I figure with my advanced people like you, that you might be able to handle this crash course and at least have some more knowledge about slope before you take iLearn, okay? So slope, other names of slope, you can sometimes see it called the rate of change. And sometimes it'll be called the constant of proportionality. Big word there. Constant of proportionality. All of these things are talking about the same thing. Now, I'm just going to refer to it as slope, okay? But if you see rate of change or constant of proportionality on iLearn, that is what they are talking about. So slope uses a ratio, which is just a fraction, to represent how steep a line is. So steepness, like you all have climbed stairs before, how steep something is, right? You're either going up or you're going down. Sometimes it's flat. Maybe we're even talking about a wall where it's straight up and down. Can't see what I just did. There you go. Up the stairs, down the stairs, flat, wall. All right. So there's 4 types of slope. Now, the 4 types of slope, we have positive. This is like if you're going up, okay? So we're always going to be going from left to right. We read from left to right. So when you're doing slope, think about from left to right. So an example of positive slope, there would be an example of positive slope, a line that is from left to right going up. Negative slope, obviously the opposite. Again, left to right, it'd be going down. So that's just an example of negative slope. Zero slope means there is 0 incline whatsoever. So it would just be a horizontal line. And undefined slope is the opposite of 0, which is straight up and down, a vertical line. All right, so again, going from left to right, if you're going up, it's positive. If you're going down, it's negative. If you're not going up or down any, you're going just straight across because it's called 0. And if it's straight up and down, then that is called undefined. There is a video called Slope Dude. So if you are not in the classroom and you're watching this yourself, you can open another tab for YouTube and watch and just type in Slope Dude. It's kind of a corny video, but for some reason, people remember the difference because of Slope Dude of positive, negative, and 0 and undefined. All right, so when you are looking at an equation, and these equations are in something called slope-intercept form, okay? When you're looking at an equation, you can identify slope because slope is located between the equal sign and the x. So when I'm looking at these equations, y equals 2x, the slope is 2. Now, I just said that slope is written as a fraction, as a ratio. We could write that 2 over 1. And this one right here, slope is 1/4. And this one right here, slope is negative 2. If we wanted to write that as a fraction, negative 2 over 1. And this one, negative 4/3. And this one, 3/5. And this one, negative 5 over 2. Okay, so again, slope is located between the equal sign and the x. By the way, the abbreviation for slope, you would think it'd be S, right? Nope, it's M. All right, so M is 2, M is 1/4, M is negative 2, etc. All right, now the other number that you have in these equations are the y-intercept. And the y-intercept is where a line crosses the y-axis. And just to remember, the y-axis is the one that goes straight up and down. So the y-intercept is located in these equations after the x. So the y-intercept, and this one, what's after the x? Nothing. So guess what the y-intercept is? 0. And this one after the x, positive 1, positive 2, negative 1, negative 4, negative 5. All right, so again, looking at these equations, there's nothing you solve here. It's just picking out the parts. The number located between the equal sign and the x is the slope, and the number located after the x is the y-intercept. The abbreviation for y-intercept, this doesn't make any sense either, B. Right? So sometimes you'll see things written in y equals mx plus b. That is slope-intercept form, where once again, your slope is located between the equal sign and the x, and your y-intercept is located after your x. All right. Now, slope is defined as rise over run. So rise means the number you go up or down. So if it's a positive number, you're going to go up. And if it's a negative number, you're going to go down. Then run is how many you're going to go to the right. Now, we're always going to go to the right on these. Can you go to the left? Yes, but then you have to do the opposite for your top number. So since this is like an introduction crash course, we are going to focus on first going up or down based on if it's positive or negative. And then the bottom number will tell us how many we go to the right. So we're going to start at the point that I have on this graph, and this is going to be our slope. It's positive, so positive means we're going to go up. So we're going to go up 5, and then the bottom number is our run. We are going to go right 2. Again, we're always going to go right. So from this point, counting up 5 boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to go right 2. 1, 2. So the new point is right there. Again, we went up 5 and right 2. And then what you can do is you can draw a line. You have a point. You just made your second point. There is a line that has a slope of 5 over 2. All right, so in this next one, we see a negative 1/4. So negative means we're going to go down 1. And again, the bottom number is always right. So from this point, we're going to go down 1 and right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can double check it. Down 1, right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, then connect the dots. Helps if you have a straight edge. There is a line with a slope of negative 1/4. All right, and then our last one is a negative 3. Now you may be like, well, wait a second. It has to be a fraction. Well, you know how to make a whole number into a fraction. You just put it over 1. There, now it's a fraction. This is negative, so we're going to go down 3 and right 1. So from this point, down 3, 1, 2, 3, and right 1. Down 3, right 1. And connect the dots. Draw your line. There it is, a slope of negative 3. All right, now these are at the bottom of your paper here. So you have the point and you have the slope. Now we first want to do this, plot the point, and then we want to do the slope like we were just practicing, okay? So negative 4, negative 3. From the origin, you're going to negative 4, and then negative 3. Just like we practiced in the assignment 8 notes, okay, that you hopefully watched to review. This is just basic. You started plotting points in 5th grade. 5th grade, 6th grade, just normal plotting points, okay? Starting from the origin, left and down. And then your slope is 1/4. Now this is a positive, so we're going to go up and then right. So from the point up 1, right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're back on this y-intercept, which is fine. And then we are going to take our straight edge, and that makes our slope, okay? All right, for our next problem here, the point is negative 5, 4. So plot that first. Negative 5 is left to the negative 5, and then positive 4, up 4. Here it is, negative 5, 4. And our slope is a negative 2/3. So negative, we're going to go down to right 3. So from this point, down 2, right 3. There it is. So you have to be good with plotting points, just normal 5th grade, 6th grade level plotting points. And then If you're not good at that, then it makes it really difficult to be good at your slope, okay? We have a couple more like this, and then we'll do some that are the equations. So in this one here, I know if you don't have a printer at home and you're watching this, then you kind of have to just visualize what you would do here. So -3, -5. So I'm going to go to -3 and then -5. That's my point. Slope is 2/5, positive 2/5. We're going to go up 2, right 5. So from here up 2, right 5. There it is. Okay. -1/2, and the point is 2/5. So plot your point 2/5, or sorry, 2, 5. So we're going to go right 2, up 5. So there's our point 2, 5. And then our slope is a -1/2. Negative means down. Down 1, right 2. Down 1, right 2. There it is. Okay, now we're going to move on to drawing this line by just the equation. And honestly, I like these better. They look worse, but I like it better. So if you remember, we said that the slope was located between the equal sign and the x, and that the y-intercept is located after the x. So the point that we're going to start with is the y-intercept. Okay, so start with the y-intercept, then move on to your slope. And that's how you would do all of these. So the y-intercept is -5. Remember, this is your y-axis. So you were just going to go to -5 and put a point. Okay, so that's your first point, done. Slope is a positive 2/3. Positive is up, right. So up 2, right 3. And there it is. We just graphed that equation that quickly. It's nice. There are other ways to graph equations, by the way. You can make function tables and stuff, but this is way faster. All right, looking at our next equation here, our slope is a -1/4, and our y-intercept is a positive 3. So on your y-axis, do your y-intercept first, positive 3. There it is. Slope is a -1/4. So we're going to go down 1, right 4. Down 1, right 4. And I mentioned this earlier, but yes, always go right. Because if you don't go right, then you're going to have to do the opposite for your top number also. And it just doesn't make as much sense. Okay. So can you go left? My answer is yes. But I'm telling you, you're going to get yourself messed up if you start going left. So just always go right. Go up right or down right. All right. And this next one, again, if you are following along at home, then you may want to think about what you would do here. Like, I'd be thinking, oh, I want to put that -2 on my y-axis first, and I'm going to look at where that is. Should be right here. And then think about what you would do for that slope, positive 2/5. You need to go up 2 and right 5. So up 2, right 5. It's fine if that other point's on the x-axis. That's called the x-intercept, by the way. We don't talk about the x-intercept nearly as much as we talk about the y-intercept. Notice how I'm making my lines longer than just in between the 2 points. I'm extending them, and I'm also putting arrows on them. That's the definition of a line. It extends in both directions indefinitely. All right, our last one here, -3/4, positive 4. Visualize, if you're at home and not writing this down, where that positive 4 would go. You should have put it right here. Visualize, think about what you would do for a -3/4. You should go down 3 and then right 4. And draw that line. All right, so assignment would be like almost impossible to do on a Google form, right? So I need for you to use IXL. Now your IXL password has been emailed to you multiple times by IXL. Please check your email, please. And if you can't find an email from IXL within the last, 3 months or so, then email me, jbarnes@gccschools.com. And I will look up your information for you and email you back. But it's going to be a lot quicker for you if you just look up the email yourself. And then once you put in your username and password, make sure you save it so that you don't have to keep going back and trying to find that username and password. Okay?